Have y'all seen the movie The Number 23? About Jim Carrey playing as this guy who constantly is seeing this number 23 and drawing parallels with it? 2 3. Like 2 3's, like 33? Like the number we see everywhere with all the rituals they're always doing? And how this movie, ironically, is 1 hour and 41 minutes, which is 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 1 is 6, which is 2 3's. And how the director, Joel T. Schumacher, was a Swedish Jew, if you know what I'm insinuating with this, because they kind of run everything. And how in Freebuildery, the number 23 primarily refers to the 23rd degree of the Scottish Rite, known as the Chief of the Tabernacle, or the Knight of Valor. And what about all these icons that wear the number 23? We have Michael Jordan. We have LeBron, nicknamed King James. And how his crown that they have him depicted with behind him is ironically a 5-pointed crown. 2 plus 3 is 5, the law of fives. Or the 23 enigma that can be seen in different books like the Illuminatus trilogy, Illuminati, or Cosmic Trigger 1, the final secret of the Illuminati, therein called the law of fives for the 23 enigma. Or in Principle Discordia, that claims that all things happen in fives or are divisible by the multiples of fives, or somehow directly or indirectly appropriate to 5. This is referred to as the law of fives. The 23 enigma is regarded as the corollary of the law of fives because 2 plus 3 is 5. And also 2 and 3 is 2 3's, 3 3. In these works, 23 is considered lucky, unlucky, sinister, strange, sacred to the goddess Eris, who is chaos, or sacred to the unholy gods of the Cthulhu mythos, which I'm going to go into soon. Yes, Eris, as the Greek goddess of strife, discord, and chaos, actively creates disruption for established order. She intentionally breaks down patterns, incites conflict among gods, fallen angels, and mortals, and thrives on breaking down the anaristic illusion, the false belief that the universe is inherently ordered. Ordo ab chao, translated from Latin as order out of chaos, is a prominent motto in the Freebuildery, particularly associated with the 33rd degree of the Scottish Rite. There's that 2 3's. It signifies the Masonic goal of bringing structure, wisdom, and enlightenment to a chaotic or ignorant world. It represents transforming disorder into clarity through personal and societal improvement. The phrase gained prominence in the early 1800s, especially within the Scottish Rite of Freebuildery in the United States. You don't say. That's why all the influence around the world, a lot of it comes off of what happens here. It symbolizes the internal process of a builder striving to master chaotic emotions or thoughts to create a more ordered, disciplined, and spiritual life. Now, out of all this at the bottom here, it says, or sacred to the unholy gods of the Cthulhu mythos. And in Lovecraft's work of the Cthulhu mythos, there was 2 different stages. An ongoing theme in Lovecraft's work is the complete irrelevance of mankind in the face of the cosmic horrors that apparently exist in the universe. Lovecraft made frequent references to the Great Old Ones. That's what the Nephilim were called in Genesis 6. The same became mighty men which were of old, mighty old ones, men of renown. Lovecraft made frequent references to the Great Old Ones, a loose pantheon of ancient, powerful deities from space who once ruled the earth and have since fallen into a death-like sleep. While these monstrous deities were present in almost all of Lovecraft's published work, his second short story, Dagon, who's mentioned in the Bible, published in 1919, is considered the start of the mythos. The first story of really expanded the pantheon of the Great Old Ones, and its theme is called the Call of Cthulhu. As we see right here, he's mentioned multiple times in the Bible. After the Philistines captured the Ark of the Covenant, they placed it in the temple of Dagon in Ashdod. The next morning, the statue of Dagon was found face down before the ark. Having been set up again, it was found broken, its head and hands cut off, symbolizing the defeat of the Philistine gods by the God of Israel. We have another one here. The Philistines credited Dagon with delivering Samson into their hands. In his final act, the blinded Samson pulled down the pillars of the temple of Dagon, unaliving thousands. And also Saul's head in the temple. Following King Saul's death, the Philistines placed his head in the temple of Dagon as a trophy. Now this is Cthulhu that this H.P. Lovecraft wrote about. He is depicted as a giant octopus-headed dragon-like being. Cthulhu is a great old one who lies in death-like slumber in the sunken city of Riley beneath the Pacific Ocean of all places, whose mere existence can drive humans mad. He is a central figure in the Cthulhu mythos, a shared fiction universe of cosmic horror, and has become a major figure. Now, how ironic that his granddad, who is Whipple Van Buren Phillips, was a prominent free builder, and he was the founder of the Ionic Lodge number 28 in Green, Rhode Island in 1870. While his grandson often drew on his upbringing in the Phillips household, H.P. Lovecraft himself was not a builder. That's such a lie. Yes, in nearly all jurisdictions, a founder of a new builder lodge must be a third-degree master builder, as only master builders have full voting rights, can hold office, and are officially listed on the charter. So his dad founded the Ionic Lodge, so he has to be a master builder. I'm sorry, his granddad. And if his granddad's a master builder, this is a bloodline thing. He definitely has ties to this, even if they don't want to admit it right here. That's why he's writing about Dagon. That's why he's writing about these mythos that had to do with Enigma 23, because it's all connected. And the name Cthulhu, invented by H.P. Lovecraft, likely derives from the Greek word chthonic, meaning of the earth or underground. Chthonic gods, aka fallen angels, are specifically associated with the underworld, the grave, and deep earth. Distinguishing them from surface-dwelling deities, they represent the darker, fertile aspects of nature, acting as both the rulers of the dead and the forces of agricultural rebirth. Rulers of the dead, like Hades and Persephone, Hecate, who is the goddess of magic, witchcraft, and the night. Hermes acts as a psychopomp, guiding souls. Demeter, Erinyes, Thanatos. But they put this stuff right in our face, man. 23, 2 3s, that number. 33, they love it.